Hey man, do you want to know which plugins are essential to getting a professional sounding mix? Well, here are the top 5 plugins that I use on mix. What's up, YouTube audio engineers, producers, and artists? I'm Wavy Wayne, and this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. Now, today's video, I'm gonna run down the top 5 plugins that I put on just about every single mix. Not just about, that I put on every mix, man. Vocal mixes, beat mixes, whatever it is, man. If you wanna mix better, these plugins or something similar will help you to achieve that professional polished sound. So here we go. Without any further ado, my very first plugin that I put on every single mix is none other than Auto Tune. Now, I know what y'all thinking. We don't need that T-Pain sound on every song. Well, guess what? I'm not using it that way. Pitch correction is so important. Pitch correction is gonna make your song go from good to great in some instances. Even if it's a rap song, especially if it's a pop song or R&B song, having the music and the singer's performance perfectly in pitch is really popular nowadays. And it's kind of expected that when you hear a professional polished mix, that the singer will be pitch perfect, that even the rap lyrics, because you know they all rap singing nowadays, that even those will be pitch perfect, and we don't have these strange sounding notes to where everything just works flawlessly. So my auto-tune plugin of choice, of course, is the Auto-Tune Pro, but just as well, any other type of pitch correction plugin will work, whether you're using Auto-Tune Artist or EFX, whatever it is, or even one of the Slate Metatune or Waves Tune. It really doesn't matter as long as you are using some type of pitch correction and using it in the right key. Man, the next one is gonna be one that y'all don't expect, and this plugin is actually one of my all-time favorites since I started using it about, it's been close to 2 years now. It is the Sonics Oxford Inflator. Now, this plugin does exactly what the name suggests. It inflates the audio signal. So whether I'm talking about a vocal, oh, I love it on big vocals, just making them come to the front and seem more boisterous and big. I'm thinking that this plugin is using some type of tape style saturation, to where you overdrive the input, right? And it has some effect where it can be warmer saturation or a darker saturation, and then it has an output, and that's it, right? It's a really simple plugin, but very effective. Not only does it work on individual vocal tracks to make those bigger, but here's a little secret. I often, a lot of times, will put that Oxford Inflator over my mix bus, and it acts as like a glue that is actually boosting the saturation, increasing the dynamic punchiness, and just making the whole mix sound bigger, louder, and fatter without unwanted distortion. It's gonna give me a nice color that I want to add to my mix, and I just love it. The Oxford Inflator is the one that I use on so many different things. That could be a bass track, it could be an 808, a vocal, or even the entire mix. Right after that on my list, and this is in no particular order that I'm necessarily putting them on the track or the order that I actually like them in. This is just the order that I wrote these down as I thought about it. And this is gonna be the FabFilter Pro Q3. Now, the FabFilter Pro Q3 is more than just an EQ. It obviously offers mid-side processing. It has that great spectrum analyzer in it, so you can see exactly what you're working on. And it gives you that nice little piano roll down at the bottom, so that you can not only know which frequency, but which note you are affecting. It's so important to keep that in mind, that when we are EQing, that the notes that we are affecting, the EQ, the frequency ranges, are actually notes. This is music that we're working on, not just some surgical sterile thing. Make sure that the choices that you're making are musical, and the FabFilter Pro Q3 helps me to make all my EQ decisions be a lot more musical. It's a super clean sounding EQ. It's totally transparent. It performs great, and it has all the controls you could ever use in the EQ, including dynamic EQing, which I just think is so sweet. So FabFilter Pro Q3, you should find that probably on 100% of my mixes. The next plugin that I have on this list is gonna be a limiter, man. Can you guess which limiter that I wanna use? I'll give you a quick second. If you guess that the limiter that Wavy Wayne uses is the FabFilter Pro L2, then yes, you are correct. The FabFilter Pro L2 has been a gem. It's been so great since I've discovered this, man. Shout out to my man Irko for recommending this. I had a talk with Irko. You can probably find that video on the channel, but we talked at NAMM, and he said that the only plug-in on his mix bus typically is the FabFilter Pro L2. So I started to investigate this. Why would such a high-profile engineer use this plug-in as his mastering limiter? And wow, I found that it's transparent, it's fast, it's accurate, it offers oversampling, it has a lot more controls on it than just a typical like L2 limiter would have. So I love the FabFilter Pro L2. It is a great addition to my mixes, and of course now I'm using that on my mix bus on every single mix that I do. Before I get to my last plugin, I just want to remind y'all that this channel is all about helping you and you and you to record and mix better and faster. So I can't do that with as many people as I would like to if you don't share the video. So please hit share if you know any artists or engineers or producers that could benefit from this content. So my last plugin that I must use on every mix is a multi-band compressor. Now the multi-band compressors come in and really like just allow me to shape the tonality of a sound signal, and most of the time when I'm using it, it's going to be on a vocal or like maybe even a piano track, something that kind of spreads the full frequency spectrum like a vocal would, right? So I have a favorite multi-band compressor, and it is the Mic DSP MC404. Now that multi-band compressor is just, again, transparent. The crossovers are great on it, and it's really simple to use. I love plugins that just offer me the tools that I want to use in a simple form factor. So the the Mic DSP MC404 is absolutely my favorite multi-band compressor. I use that thing every time that I'm mixing a vocal. I hope this video has been helpful for you, man. I know I dropped that video a few weeks ago to where I talked about some plugins that I would absolutely never use on a mix, but this is just an answer to that. These are plugins that I must use on every single mix. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wavy.wav. If you haven't checked out that last video on plugins I would never use, I'll leave a link down in the description. Make sure you check that out. And please visit my website, Wavy.wav, for more helpful tutorials and also some tools and courses to help you record and mix better and faster. Be dope.